Hi everyone, Patriot 5 here, coming to you about 1 p.m. Tuesday morning, Tuesday afternoon. Getting ready to go get some lunch, but I guess that's just a little scratch. Anyway, getting ready to go get some lunch, but I got thinking about the kids. And you know, the more and more I think about the kids, the more and more I feel so proud of you guys, my followers, Ron and myself, for the effort we do for the kids. And that's the one thing that when all of this is said and done, I want to continue. And I know when I go to the Redemption Center, and that is kind of a touchy subject to me because I keep hearing everything that we're going to do at the Redemption Center. Everything that we're going to do at the Redemption Center. Well, my feelings is there's only certain people that know. Instead of just coming out and trying to tell us, like this guy said this or this one said this, or Sue's put together a world-class project. Instead of doing that, somebody who actually knows, why don't they make a video and bring it out and explain to us? So me, with Ron, we're going to the Redemption Center. We have our packet of information ready. And when they tell me, here's your chance, my first project was to rebuild my town. It's not my first project anymore. My first project is the special beds. And as I've told you guys, I've been looking around and looking around and looking around for places. And it's right under our hands. Do we have to build new buildings for these beds? No. They're everywhere. I was just assigned a new doctor 4 miles from where I live. He used to be my doctor. Now I'm going to see his son. But I will probably see him on occasions. But let's face it, when we go to these centers, doctors won't be having offices like they have now. So you can take that office and turn it in to a center. Now, the thing I want to really discuss and get to know, do the centers have to be a special size? Because you take it, this is a small town where I'm going. I think about 800 people, but it has the doctor's office. And in the doctor's office, I know there's at least 6 rooms, 7 rooms that patients can go sit in. There's like 3 doctors there, period. So if there's X amount of beds, you could take 1 or 2 of them rooms and turn them into bedrooms where if someone has to spend the night or recovery or whatever, they have them. The other rooms and places where the nurses station and that there's so much room, you could easily put all 4 beds into one of the rooms. So you only have one of each, all 4 of the beds, or 3 of the beds, whatever. But you'd have room for people to stay. You'd have a small place for a receptionist. They've got a huge waiting room. You don't need the waiting room. We could literally take that, and for very little, about 1/10 of what it would cost to build that, we can regenerate it into a place where you can at least have all the beds, places where they can stay, places where they can sleep to get to their appointment, places where we can do appointments. And how much are they going to ask for these buildings? They're going to have to get rid of them. They're not going to need them. So if that doctor owns it, he's going to take pretty much, because see, the doctor will probably be one of them doing it themselves. So what I'm looking at, we can go to all of these small towns that have doctor's offices in, and we can set them up. Now, I want to talk to you about this other place I found. It is a bigger building, probably 5 to 10 times bigger than a regular doctor's office. It's a medical building. I'm looking into purchasing it when we get the money. See, guys, I don't go and talk to anybody about purchasing their buildings and doing things like this until I know what we got. I don't want to be a laughing stock, and I don't want you guys to be laughing stocks. But my eyes opened up. I'm always thinking about the kids. And when I said I wanted to talk to you about our show, I'm doing this because I want to be able to help the kids. I don't want there to be a line. Get these centers in. The people who really need them, get them in. The people who's going to be working, get them in. Get the kids in. Also have a center for nothing but animals. I just lost an animal. I know a lot of other people in this group has lost them. But what I'm saying is, we're sitting on a threshold here. That why do we want to pay someone to go out and build a building, buy the land, when the land's there, the parking's there, everything is there. And what are they going to do with these businesses? I go to this doctor and say, this is what it's going to be. You're going to learn this. His son just started being a doctor a couple years ago, who was my doctor, his son. You're going to be here for a long time. You're going to learn the new ways of doing things. They'll get taught this stuff. They'll run that center.
Is Joe's tiredness going to affect your perception of
There's other doctors, there's 3 doctors in that particular place. So we can keep that thing running 24/7. However many doctors we have to have. Because let's face it, there's going to be a lot more doctors, if they're good, that's going to be hanging around than what there's going to be jobs for just to run the thing. But we can make it work. We can keep receptionists on. We can keep nurses on. To me, I believe the nurses is going to be the backbone of this. But it's about the kids, guys. It's about the kids. When I get pictures from John of Boogaloo and Boogaloo, when I send them pictures of my grandkids,
She seems cool, huh?
it just feels so good. Anybody else who sends me pictures, the picture of the Patriot 11, talking to him on the phone, Jimmy, pictures of Jimmy and his whole family, our princess, our queen, and her brother Hunter, when I get these, little Leona sent me a picture the other day and says, I'm going shopping with my mommy.
Girls on Fire? I loved that.
She says, I know that you're not feeling well, but I'm praying that you get better.
I started Girls on Fire to show
Love Uncle Ron and Uncle Ralph, or Uncle Ralph and Uncle Ron. So I sent her a picture of me and the little monkey. And yes, I've lost some weight. I hope I can keep it off.
Please think about these girls.
And I think I will, because I'll tell you honest with you, I got scared really bad this last time. But I want to reach out to everyone here too and say, these centers, these beds are going to make our world more important. They're going to make our world greater than any amount of money we might have.
Yeah. I was just a few years behind.
As a kid growing up,
You were going to have to tell us some stories.
I can go back and I can tell you, everybody has a dream. Back then, because you remember I'm 69, so when I was 6, 7 years old, that was back in the early 60s. We used to always play cowboys and Indians. We didn't have these dart guns that you get in the store now. My grandson, Patriot 7, has to have 50 of them. He hides them everywhere. You walk around the corner, he's got a gun hidden there, and he shoots you. But see, I'd like to see kids get away from guns. Play cowboys and Indians like I used to when I was a kid. With sticks, branches of trees. You never died. And that's how the world's going to be. Will we ever die? I don't know. Will loved ones we see again? I don't know. Because stop and think about this, guys. Heaven on earth. Which means God has decided He's bringing both together. Does that mean, Myrna, does that mean you're going to get to see your son and your daughter every day? I don't know, but I think you have a good chance to see them. And your husband, that me and Myrna just spoke on the phone. Guys, Myrna's posted some pictures recently about her and her husband. Go look at them pictures. Look at the glow in this lady's eyes, the smile on her face. But she never skipped a beat when she lost him. This is a tremendous lady. You know, you can learn a lot from her. You know, people like Diane who she's there. Diane, she leaves our show sometimes to go listen to Mike and others. But she does it so she can get information because, as I've told her, you can always watch me on the rebound. Remember one thing, everyone. When I did my very first show, and I've wanted to talk about this a lot, if I can touch one person, I touched my brother Ron. He became Patriot 6, and we're together working this. He gives me a lot of great information. But there's so many other people I've touched. There's some people who decided they didn't want my help, and all of a sudden I became a stupid guy, and that's okay. I'm not stupid. I just believe in the children. I don't believe in taking money for what I'm doing. I'm just doing something God asked me to do. I'm doing something that I got word from Mr. Pillow. He showed me what to do with God and Jesus Christ. I did it. I have a story like his, only thing, mine is 9 times I've been told I should have left us. As a matter of fact, this last time I was in the hospital, my body temperature was 94.5. My blood pressure was low, both numbers under 100. My kidneys were failing. My liver was failing. And there was much more. Through all of this, I had a man nurse named Ryan. Greatest nurse I've ever had. He was walking out of the room with my doctor, the gentleman who will be performing the surgery on Thursday, Dr. Barry. And I don't usually listen when they talk as they're going out the door, but I heard Dr. Barry say, Ryan, this young man. Now, I might have been older than both of them put together. I don't know. Because I know Dr. Barry's in his late 30s and Ryan's probably in his 20s. But he looked at Ryan and he says, this young man needs a miracle. And he needs it soon. Ryan walked out the room with him and come back in about 10 minutes later. And he says, I'm your nurse for the rest of the day. And if I got to stay later, we're going to find a miracle for you. He didn't know I had heard it, and I said, okay. He said, you know what I'm talking about? I said, yeah, I heard him as he went out the door. He said, well, how do you feel? I says, you say all of these things are shutting down on me, but I feel good. He said, you got the right attitude. He would do something, he would check something, and the procedure I'd had the day before, or that day, was so they could look at the heart, monitor the heart, and understand how much medicine they could give me to not hurt the heart. How strong they could give me to not hurt it. I was hooked up to something called the Swan. It was a pain in the rear. Oh, it was terrible. I had things coming in and out of me that was unreal. And Ryan kept coming in and checking and no change. And I looked at him once and I said, Ryan, it's going to be okay. It's not my time. He said, I hope so, Ralph. But he says, I went and told him that I'm your doctor the rest of the day. I've got no other patients here. I said, okay. About 2:30, 3 o'clock, he come back in. And I think I was on the verge of taking a nap, and all of a sudden I heard a yell, and I opened my eyes, and Ryan was literally standing in the middle of the floor dancing a jig. He was doing it because I got that miracle. The medicines they give me responded, and everything went to normal. My kidneys were now functioning. My liver was okay. My blood pressure had went up. My body temperature was now up to where it should be. All of this happened in about a 20-minute period. All of it, all at once. And this man was my cheerleader. I'll never forget him. But I told that story there because, see, I got put there because I believed all the mumble jumble bullcrap. And what I mean by that, I believed you can't go to a doctor, they won't help you. Yes, they will. That thing with a C that ended with a D and had a V in it, they can tell you it's there. It's done, guys. They're going to tell us everything they can. Remember, this is all coming from the bad people. Do not surrender and do not give in. When I went into the hospital, one of the first questions they asked me, would you take a shot of this from you know what? And I said, no. I said, I don't care how bad I am. I'll get up and walk out of here before I'll take a shot. I don't believe in it, and I'd appreciate you honoring my wishes. Remember, this is my body. These are my decisions. Well, if you're unable to make a decision, I said, if I'm going to be able to make a decision, any shot you can give me is not going to help me if it deals with that issue. They said, you're very adamant about this. I said, yes. I said, I promise you, I will own this hospital if you ever give me anything to deal with that. Now, I have witnesses here, and I told them they didn't know I really wasn't, and I'm recording this conversation. So should you decide to go against my wishes, I will own a hospital. And I didn't do this, guys, because I'm an asshole. And excuse me, kids, for using that word. I try not to curse at all anymore, but I did this because right is right and wrong is wrong. You know, there's issues about the right to bear arms. They're trying to take that constitutional right away from us. I don't have an arm. I don't have one of those. But I believe in our rights. So I hope it never gets taken away. I believe we're going to, again, have freedom of speech where we can say what we want to say. You know, it's amazing. This idiotic man can go out and, I mean, stupidity runs rampant on this man. And he's supposed to be the leader. You know, there's a song out, Leader of the Pack, and he has an accident. And we all know what happens. I really believe that's already happened to him. Nobody with any intelligence at all could say things that this man says. And we all know what's going on. But here's what I want to close in. First, I never have a day that I don't talk to God at least 3 or 4 times and tell him to take care of every child, every kid. It's all about the kids. And we're going to make this world where all the kids have someone that loves them. I don't care if it becomes a part where a man adopts a little boy or a little girl, where a woman adopts a little boy or a little girl. I don't care if it's a mom and a dad and a dad, a mom and a mom, or just a mom or just a dad. I don't care. But on Christmas morning, on birthday mornings, and all of these special days, when they get ready to go to school, when the new school system opens up, that they have someone there to go to their school play, that there's always going to be someone there for them that will love them. If we can't get everybody like that, then we will get homes built. It may be a home like they have today, where we just can't find the parents. But why can't we find the parents? There's so many people. I have 2 nieces that would do anything to have children if they could afford it. But they want so many thousands of dollars. It's just a way of the cabal making money. Now with the hat going to be taking over as more or less our country, and then very soon Junior will take over our country, and the hat will be like king of the world. We're going to be able to do this, guys. But when we go to this Redemption Center meeting, if you want to be part of any of our projects, if you have a project that you like and you want us to work it with you, let us know. I'm not going to be Bruce and ask every one of you to do this. Some of you are at an age you don't want to do things. You want to enjoy the rest of your life. But what's the rest of your life going to be if you decide to do the one bed? And now, you see what I mean? Are you going to want to just sit at home, watch TV? No. You don't want to be involved in things. But a gentleman last night said he needs to talk to me. He wants to be part of our humanitarian projects with the beds. And I got thinking. I got with him and I said, let me get through this procedure Thursday and we'll talk next week. But I'm going to kind of talk to him today. If we go, and anybody who wants to be with us, if you go, if you have the literature I give you, fine. If not, I don't know if I can get it to you because I'm preparing for this surgery Thursday. But if we don't get you the stuff, there's other people that's got it, talk to them. Or when you go in there, say, look, I don't have any projects, but I'm going to be working with Patriot 5 and Patriot 6 humanitarian groups. And you tell them you would particularly want to work with the beds. I've heard there's classes that you can take that we're going to know exactly what a center has to have. Guys, I want to put centers every place. I want to put centers every place. There's so many people that want to rebuild this country or this city or this place. We can help with that. My number one project is the beds and the children. That's my number one project. I want to check out the Danny Thomas Foundation. But they're so happy because they're saving 90% of the children. But I've also heard rumors that they're not good. If they're not good, we need to get them out of there and we need to take over that foundation. We need to put beds in there. We need to put everything in there. We need to have the best of the best. Because, see, I am never going to be happy saying we're saving 90%. We're saving 95%. I want to hear, as I talk to God every day, 100% of the children are saved. The older people, if they choose, even if they've lost a loved one, if they choose that they want to continue, we want to work with them. We're going to work with people and show them the benefits of being alive in today's God's world. Guys, I hope I came across good. I'm going to get this out as soon as I can. My son helped me with my phone today, so I should be able to start using it normally again. And just know, we are close. I didn't talk anything about revaluation. It's going to happen. I haven't went and planned a lot of things like Bruce has got all of this stuff planned. I don't do it because I don't want to be laughed at. I mean, if we just started 5-10 years ago, well, we're going to do this, we're going to do this. Imagine if I'd have went to my town 5 or 10 years ago. And my goal is to rebuild this town. And I have so many ideas in my head, and I discuss them with Ron pretty much daily or weekly basis. But the thing of it is, in my town, we have some people that might not comply. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take a special meeting. And I'm going to tell the people, anybody who shows up will receive a $20 bill. If you're over 21, where you have the right to do what we need you to do. Maybe 18, I don't know. Now, I don't want to buy, but I want the people to show up at the meeting. Because if I go to our town board, they're not going to promote it. I want to explain to people we will fix their houses up. I want to explain to the older people, I'm going to hire a crew of people that will literally go in and plant you a garden. You want a little orchard in your backyard? We'll get you the trees and we'll plant you the orchard and they'll take care of everything. But remember, guys, these older people, if they believe in what we're doing, they see what we're doing, they're going to understand and they're going to get on these magical beds. All of it works together. We're going to go to the children and we're going to show them that they're never going to need. They're going to be taken care of. This is going to be a project that I have dedicated many, many dollars. And when we get our little town, then go to, you might have one. Diane, maybe the little town you grew up in, you want to do some things with. Myrna, Mike, you know, we're going to take care of everybody. Remember, we're all going to get money. Now, if my calculations is right, they said we're getting that money this month on a Wednesday. Tomorrow is the last Wednesday of the month. We'll see what happens. But I need to get going. I need to have some lunch and I need to do some things. But I hope you like this video, guys. It connects us back on a day that we usually don't talk. Feel free to email me anytime. Feel free to... I can't say call me because I get so many calls, sometimes I just can't take them all. Because right now, my number one thing is my health. I can't do anybody any good if I'm not here. But please, everyone watching this video, I don't care if you're a kid, teenager, 20 to 50, 50 to 100, I don't care. Until we get these special beds, don't give up on doctors. Just make it known your beliefs when you go in there. Because if I would not have went in, I would not be doing this video today. Renee, that comment was made mostly for you because we all love you. We love your family. And Jimmy is almost like a poster kid. Everybody loves him so much. But we have so many great kids. I mean, so many great kids. So many great parents, so many great grandparents. But just remember, Renee, if you need to get on that one of those dialysis machines, do it. We can't do you no good if you're not here. Believe me. Possibly we can, but that's a possibly. But if you're here, I know we can. The last thing my brother-in-law said to me was, thank you. I said, for what? I didn't get it done. He said, no, but you tried. I don't think I'm going to make it, but I want to thank you for trying. Talk to you later. God bless. Patriot 5 and Patriot 6. Love yous all.
These are your calls been buzzing around.